What if nothing you're experiencing is a mistake, but rather a sign? What if what you call tiredness, confusion, or strangeness isn't a problem you need to fix, but the silent proof that you've already crossed an invisible threshold? Perhaps you're not losing control of your life. Perhaps your consciousness has already moved into the fifth dimension, and your body, emotions, and mind are just now trying to catch up. Before I reveal the 9 undeniable experiences that only those already operating in 5D consciousness have, experiences so precise that Dolores Cannon claimed they confirm you're no longer anchored to the old 3D world, I want you to do something very simple, yet profoundly powerful. Stop for a moment. This moment isn't accidental. You're here for a reason. Close your eyes for just 3 seconds. Take a deep breath and ask yourself with absolute honesty. Reality feels different lately, as if you're living in 2 worlds at the same time. As if the rules have changed, but no one told you. If you felt that immediate recognition, that inner certainty that needs no explanation, then listen carefully, because that's not imagination, it's memory. Write in the comments, I am in 5D, not as a fantasy, but as a conscious affirmation, because what you are about to hear will demonstrate that every strange symptom, every inexplicable experience, and every moment you doubted yourself was not a failure, but evidence of a profound expansion. Your consciousness is opening to a dimension that most cannot yet perceive, and that's why you feel different. And before we continue, from the bottom of my heart, I invite you to do something very important. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this message with someone you feel needs it. By doing so, you not only support this content, but you also help this information reach more souls who are awakening and don't know what's happening to them. Stay until the end, because what's coming may completely change the way you understand your life. Listen very carefully, because what I'm about to reveal will explain absolutely everything you've been experiencing lately. The persistent fatigue, the people who vanished without explanation, the sudden changes in your eating habits, the ringing in your ears that medicine can't explain, the distortions of time, the impossible synchronicities, that feeling of losing your mind because nothing fits together the way it used to. None of this is random. It all has a purpose, and you're about to discover it. None of this is a problem. It's all proof that you've shifted into fifth-dimensional consciousness. And here's what no one tells you, you're not alone. Millions of people are experiencing the exact same 9 things, but society lacks a framework for understanding it. Doctors call them symptoms, psychologists call it stress, your friends call it weird. But Dolores Cannon, who spent 45 years documenting this shift through thousands of hypnosis sessions, called it something entirely different. She called it ascension, vibrational upgrading, dimensional transition, the separation of the old earth and the new earth, and she identified specific experiences that only happen to people who have already made the shift. Not to those who are trying to change, not to those who are hoping to change, but to those who are already there and haven't yet realized it. And if you are experiencing these 9 things, you are one of them. You have already crossed the threshold. You are already operating in 5D. You just need to accept it, acknowledge it, and stop trying to fix yourself to get back to 3D when you have already evolved beyond that. But first, let me explain what the 5th dimension actually is, because most people have this completely wrong. The 3rd dimension, 3D, is the reality in which most of humanity has lived for thousands of years. It is the world of dense matter, separation, duality, competition, fear, scarcity, and survival mode. It is where time feels linear, past, present, and future, moving in only one direction. It's where you believe you're separate from everyone and everything, where your identity is completely tied to your physical body, your job, your possessions, and your relationships. The 4th dimension, 4D, is time itself. It's the transitional space between 3D and 5D. But here's what Dolores discovered that surprised everyone. We're skipping 4D, going directly from 3D to 5D.
Why?
Because in the 5th dimension, time, as we know it, doesn't exist. Linear time dissolves. Past, present, and future merge into eternity. Now, the 5th dimension is a completely different reality, and Dolores was absolutely clear about what defines it. Oneness. You know you're connected to everything and everyone. Love, not romantic love, but unconditional, all-encompassing divine love as your natural state. Timelessness, where the illusion of linear time collapses. Malleability, where reality becomes fluid, changeable, and responsive to consciousness. Light, where your body becomes less dense, literally transforming into a body of light. Instant manifestation, where thoughts create reality immediately because there is no time delay. And here's the part that changes everything. Dolores said, "We are already there, and we will see it when we create it." Read that again. You're not waiting to shift to 5D. You've already shifted. You're just waiting to believe it, accept it, and stop doubting your own experience. And those 9 strange things you're experiencing are your body, your mind, and your entire system adapting to this new frequency, trying to tell you, we're no longer in 3D. Stop operating by 3D rules. Wake up to where we truly are. Now, let me give you the exact 9 experiences that confirm you're already in 5D. These come directly from Dolores Cannon's research, combined with documented reports from thousands of people actively experiencing this dimensional shift. And I guarantee that if you're watching this video, you're experiencing at least 5 of these strange experiences. Strange experience number 1. You're constantly moving between 2 realities. This is the most disorienting sign, but also the clearest. One moment you feel completely connected, at peace, full of joy, for no external reason whatsoever. Everything flows, synchronicities happen, and life feels magical. And then, boom, you're back in density. Everything feels heavy, people are stressed, the news is terrible, the traffic is frustrating. You can literally feel yourself moving between 2 worlds. Different. Dolores explained it perfectly. She said, you are constantly moving in and out of dimensions, and you don't even realize it because nothing is stable. Everything is always changing and moving. What you are experiencing is not instability within you. It's that you are flickering between 2 Earths that occupy the same space, but vibrate at different frequencies. 3D Earth and 5D Earth. And right now they are overlapping. Sometimes you perceive one, sometimes the other. This is normal for someone in transition and is proof that you have already accessed 5D, even though you cannot yet remain there consistently. Strange experience number 2. Time has completely broken down for you. Hours disappear into what feels like 10 minutes, or 10 minutes stretch into hours. You lose track of the days. You forget what year it is. You arrive late because you genuinely thought you had more time, or you arrive ridiculously early because time moved differently than you expected. Your friends joke that you're always late or always early, but never on time. And here's why. In 5D, linear time doesn't exist. Everything is now. Your consciousness has begun to operate in that timeless state, even though your physical body still exists in a time-based reality. Dolores said, time is the 4th dimension and does not exist in the 5th dimension. So when you experience distortions of time, you are not becoming irresponsible, you are becoming timeless. Your consciousness is literally moving in and out of the space-time structure. Strange experience. Number 3. Your body is physically transforming in ways that doctors cannot explain. Dolores identified very specific symptoms that thousands of people reported. High blood pressure that mysteriously appears and disappears, irregular heartbeats with no cardiac cause, dizziness and vertigo with no medical reason, joint pains that move throughout the body, ringing in the ears, especially in the right ear, crown headaches, extreme fatigue followed by sudden bursts of energy, a need to sleep much more than before or completely altered sleep patterns, digestive problems as the body adjusts. None of these are diseases. They are symptoms that your physical body is literally transforming into a light body. Your cells are changing their vibration. Your DNA is activating dormant strands. You are becoming less dense and more energetic. Dolores said, everyone has a different frequency and vibration, so they will react differently to these changes. We're like fleas on a dog. To go with the Earth into 5D, we have to change our vibration. Strange experience. Number 4. Your eating habits changed overnight. Without consciously deciding to, you suddenly lost interest in meat, especially red meat. Heavy, processed foods make you feel sick or sluggish. Do you crave fresh fruits, vegetables, and water like never before? You eat much less, but you feel satisfied. Dolores was very clear about this. To move with this ascension into the new dimension, the body has to become lighter. Eating heavy meats keeps the body grounded. She even said there are at least 30,000 people in the world who don't eat anything because they are transitioning into bodies of pure light. Your body knows what it needs to vibrate at a 5D frequency. Trust it. This isn't a diet, it's your biology updating. Strange experience number 5. Synchronicities have become normal for you. This is huge. In 3D, synchronicities are rare, surprising events that make you say, "Wow, what were the odds?" But in 5D, synchronicities are constant, daily, even hourly. They are your new normal. You think of someone, and they immediately text you. You need something, and it shows up within hours. You see repeated numbers everywhere: 1111, 22, 33, 44, 55. You are always in the right place, at the right time, with the right people. Coincidences occur so often that calling them coincidences sounds ridiculous. This happens because in 5D, there are no coincidences. Everything is connected. Everything is a unified field of consciousness orchestrating itself. These synchronicities are the universe confirming. Yes, you are in the flow, you are aligned, you are operating from 5D consciousness, where manifestation is instantaneous. Strange experience number 6. You can no longer tolerate low-vibration content. This is painful, but crucial. Violence in movies makes you physically ill. Horror movies feel like trauma, not entertainment. The news is unbearable. You can only watch it for a few minutes before turning it off. Gossip and drama completely drain you. Being around negative or conflictive people feels like being poisoned. Alcohol and drugs no longer appeal to you or make you feel terrible. Even thinking negative thoughts creates immediate discomfort in your body. Why is this happening? Dolores explained, fear keeps you living on the old earth. Fear isn't real, it's an illusion. And only on Earth do we have these emotions. Your 5D frequency is now so high that exposure to fear-based and low-vibration content is literally painful for your system. You're not becoming weak or overly sensitive. Your frequency has risen so high that lower frequencies feel toxic because they are toxic to a 5D being. Strange experience number 7. You can feel other people's energy and emotions as if they were your own. This is one of the most overwhelming aspects of 5D consciousness. You walk into a room and immediately feel the energy. You know someone is upset before they say a single word. You sense when someone is lying. You absorb other people's emotions without even trying. After spending time with someone going through something heavy, you feel drained, sad, or anxious, even though that emotion isn't yours. In 5D, the illusion of separation dissolves. You begin to experience oneness consciousness, which means you literally feel your connection to everything. And with everyone. This is beautiful, but exhausting until you learn to set energetic boundaries. Dolores emphasized that willing souls must learn to protect their energy, not because the connection is bad, but because unconscious absorption is draining. Strange experience. Number 8. Massive, sudden life changes that make no logical sense. Jobs you once loved suddenly become unbearable. Relationships end mysteriously. Friends disappear without apparent explanation. You feel a deep urge to move, to change careers, to close situations that seemed fine, and you can't explain why. It just feels wrong to stay. Dolores called this frequency separation. She said, old friends have left your life as a new circle of like-minded friends has replaced them. This is not that you are unstable. This is not that you are abandoning people. Everything that vibrates at the frequency of the third dimension must fall away from a fifth-dimensional life, not as punishment, but as alignment, as a way of making space for that which does match your new frequency. People, places, jobs, and even homes that resonate with third-dimensional consciousness will naturally begin to repel you, while people, opportunities, and situations that match your fifth-dimensional frequency will magnetically appear. Strange experience. Number 9. You experience inexplicable moments of bliss and certainty. This is the most beautiful confirmation. For no external reason. Suddenly, you feel overwhelmed with joy, with love for everything, with gratitude, with peace. You shed tears of happiness at beauty, a sunset, music, a child's laughter. You know things without knowing how you know them. You receive downloads of information, sudden realizations that feel more like remembering than learning. There are brief moments when time stands still, and you are simply pure presence, pure awareness, pure love. These are not random emotional peaks. They are glimpses of your natural state in the fifth dimension, your true frequency, your real vibration when you are not being pulled down by the density of the third dimension. Dolores said, "These moments show you what awaits you when you fully stabilize in the fifth dimension. They are previews, confirmations, invitations to stay there." Now comes the question everyone asks. If I'm in the fifth dimension, why doesn't it feel permanent? Why do I keep falling back into the third-dimensional experience? And Dolores answered this perfectly. She said, "We'll see it when we create it." You are experiencing the fifth dimension in waves, in flashes, in moments, but you are not yet fully stabilized there because your belief system hasn't caught up with your vibrational reality. Your egoic mind, which operates in the third dimension, keeps pulling you back. It says, "This can't be real. This is just your imagination. You're making it up, you're being irrational, and every time you doubt your experience, you fall back into the third-dimensional perception." But here's the beautiful truth. The more you accept that you are already in the fifth dimension, the more stable your experience becomes. This is quantum physics. The observer affects the observed. Your belief creates your reality. When you believe you are in the fifth dimension, you see the fifth dimension. When you doubt you are in the fifth dimension, you see the third dimension, the same place, a different perception, a different experience. And right now, according to Dolores, the two worlds, the third-dimensional and the fifth-dimensional, are overlapping. They are occupying the same space, but existing at different frequencies. You are literally living in both at the same time. Sometimes you perceive the third dimension. Sometimes you perceive the fifth dimension. Sometimes you are caught between them. That is why reality feels so unstable now, so unpredictable, so changeable, because it truly is. The old world is dissolving, the new world is emerging, and you are going through the transition. Now let me give you the exact practice to stabilize yourself in fifth-dimensional consciousness, to stop flickering between dimensions and anchor yourself in the higher frequency. This comes directly from the teachings of Dolores Cannon. Step 1. The morning activation of the fifth dimension. Before doing anything else upon waking, place both hands on your heart. Take 3 deep breaths and declare aloud, "I am in the fifth dimension. I choose to see fifth-dimensional reality today. I release all doubt. I accept my true frequency. I am oneness. I am love. I am timeless. I am home." Feel these words as truth, not as affirmation or hope, but as truth. You are not trying to become these things. You are remembering that you already are. This declaration programs your awareness for the entire day. It is consciously choosing which reality you wish to perceive. Step 2. The energy scanning practice. Throughout the day, pause 3 times, in the morning, at midday, and in the evening. Place your hand on your chest. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. And ask yourself, am I perceiving from the third dimension or the fifth dimension right now? Am I in fear or love? Am I in separation or oneness? Am I in control or flow? This practice creates awareness. You begin to notice when you have fallen into third-dimensional perception. And noticing is the first step to choosing differently. When you find yourself in the third dimension, stressed, worried, competing, judging, fearful, you can consciously shift back to the fifth dimension, choosing love, trust, connection, and flow. Step 3. The Synchronicity Journal. Every night before you go to sleep, write down every synchronicity you experienced that day, every meaningful coincidence, every moment of perfect synchronicity, every person who appeared exactly when you needed them. That which you focus on expands. When you actively seek out and record synchronicities, you train your awareness to perceive the fifth-dimensional network of connection that is always at work. Over time, you will notice that the synchronicities increase. Exponential, not because more of them are happening, but because you're seeing them more. Step 4. The third-dimensional release ritual. Every time you notice yourself being pulled into third-dimensional drama, stress, fear, or conflict, pause. Place your hand on your heart, take 3 breaths, and say, "This is a third-dimensional illusion. This is not my reality. I release this frequency. I return to love. I now return to the fifth dimension." Then, consciously visualize yourself rising, raising your vibration, returning to the peace, clarity, and love of your fifth-dimensional state. This trains your consciousness to choose which frequency to operate from instead of being at the mercy of external circumstances. Step 5. The Nightly Integration. Before you sleep, review your day from a fifth-dimensional perspective. Ask, where did I experience the fifth dimension today? Where did I feel connected, joyful, peaceful, flowing? Where did I experience oneness awareness? Celebrate those moments, honor them, and allow gratitude to permeate them. Then ask yourself, where did I fall into the third dimension? Where did I experience fear, separation, control, or stress? Don't judge those moments, just observe them, learn from them, and set the intention. Tomorrow I will recognize these patterns earlier. Tomorrow I will choose the fifth dimension more consistently. Now I need to tell you something that may be difficult to hear. Dolores revealed that Earth is splitting into two distinct realities, two distinct timelines, two distinct dimensions. The third-dimensional Earth and the fifth-dimensional Earth are separating, and souls are consciously or unconsciously choosing which Earth they want to experience. Some souls choose to remain in the third dimension to continue experiencing separation, fear, limitation, and competition. That is their choice, their path, their time. You cannot save them, you cannot force them to awaken, you cannot drag them into the fifth dimension against their will. Your only job is to be fifth-dimensional, hold the frequency, anchor the light, and allow them to choose. And this is what it means for you. As this separation intensifies, you will lose people. Relationships will end. Family members may turn against you. Friends may call you crazy. Jobs will no longer fit. Homes will need to change. Everything that vibrates at the frequency of the third dimension must fall away from your life. Not as punishment, but as release, as alignment, as creating space for your true tribe, for the other beings of the fifth dimension, for the souls who recognize you, who see you, and who match your frequency. Dolores said, you cannot explain this to people who are still in the third dimension. If you try, it will simply pass over their heads, and they will not understand because they are not ready to understand. So stop trying to convince anyone, stop trying to prove your experience, stop seeking validation from people who literally cannot perceive what you are perceiving. Just be, live it, embody it. Trust that all those who are meant to join you in the fifth dimension will find their way in due time. Let me give you the permission your soul has been yearning for. You're not going crazy, you're becoming sane. You're not losing your mind, you're expanding it. You're not becoming weird, overly sensitive, or broken. You're becoming what you truly are, a fifth-dimensional being of light, temporarily having a human experience. Every strange symptom, every odd experience, every moment you felt something was wrong with you, it's all been confirmation that you've already changed, that you're already operating in a higher dimension, that you're already living on the new earth, even though it may seem like you're still on the old one. Stop trying to fix yourself to fit back into the third dimension. Stop trying to be normal when normal means unconscious, separate, and suffering. You're not meant to be normal. You're meant to be awake, to be connected, to operate from love instead of fear, from unity instead of separation, from flow instead of control. If you've made it this far, it's no accident. Something within you recognized these words before your mind could explain them. When a message resonates like this, it doesn't come to convince you, it comes to remind you. For decades, Dolores Cannon showed that change is not a future promise, but a present experience, and that many souls are already living a different reality, even though they still try to explain it with old rules. What you are feeling is not confusion. It is coherence. It is the sign that you are ready to stop doubting and accept that you already inhabit the state of consciousness you have been seeking. Strange experiences are not mistakes or warnings, they are evidence. They are your body, mind, and soul aligning and saying in unison that they can no longer operate from the old frequency. There is nothing to fix, nothing to fear. There is only something to accept. When you recognize your truth, everything falls into place. When you deny it, everything feels forced. That is the difference. Acceptance is not imagining, it is allowing. It is giving your conscious mind permission to confirm what your soul has always known. It is anchoring yourself here with presence, with daily practice, with inner coherence. Consistency stabilizes you, repetition affirms you, and commitment prevents you from returning to patterns that no longer represent you. You're not arriving somewhere else. You're remembering who you are. You're not alone, you're not wrong, you're not losing your way. You're awakening alongside millions who are silently going through the same process. The signs you're experiencing indicate that something is profoundly right. Welcome to this new state of awareness. Stay here, live from this place, and allow your very being to be the message the world needs. If this message resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those you feel might need it. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for being here. God bless you.